Am I the asshole for not letting my dad get a paternity test? My dad wants to get a paternity test cuz he's recently gotten convinced I'm not his real daughter. My mum ran away to another country with some guy when I was 8 years old, and lately my dad's gotten really sure she was cheating on him long before that, and I'm actually someone else's baby. He keeps talking about how paternity fraud is a big issue and he needs a paternity test to be sure he's not getting suckered into raising another man's kid. I don't know why this is only coming up now, and honestly it really hurts my feelings that he's like, I don't think you're really my kid. I'm biased obviously, but I don't think I'm a difficult kid. I get good grades. I don't drink or do drugs or smoke. I don't talk back. I do my chores. So why does it feel like he's so desperate for me to not be his? Does he hate being my dad that much? Even though I'm pretty sure I am his real daughter, because we look pretty similar, I'm kinda scared of what might happen if we find out I'm not. Like, would he stop caring about me? Would he kick me out? I have nowhere to go. So even though he's fully set on getting a test, I'm refusing, and he's mad about it. I even told him I would consider doing it when I'm 18. I'm 16 now, it's not that long to wait, but apparently he needs it right now. Am I the asshole for refusing? Not the asshole. It's sad to say, but I fully believe your dad will throw you out if the paternity proves he is not your dad. I'd say sit down with him and talk about how it makes you feel that he is pushing for a paternity test. ETA. Since apparently a lot of y'all on this post is like, but dad deserves to know. No. Fuck that noise. Dad had his chance 8 years ago to test for paternity, when he had reason to believe Op might not be his. He decided not to and continued raising her as his child, be she his child or not. The boat for this has long set sail. You wouldn't adopt a child, raise them for 16 years and then one day go, nah, this isn't biologically mine so I don't want it anymore. So why is it okay in this scenario? Not the asshole. Tell him he's hurting you by disregarding your relationship because DNA doesn't mean crap compared to 16 years of memories. Ask him why he wants to punish you when it's your mom he's angry with. Ask him how he's going to repair this when the test says you are his bio child, because this kind of hurt isn't going to disappear with the test result. I'm sorry this is happening to you at such a young age. Being a father isn't about being biologically related to them but rather the act of raising and caring for you. Regardless of paternity test, this man has raised you and is your father in more ways than you think. Not the asshole. Sweetheart, you need to talk to your dad. Sit him down and possibly say, I'll do the test if you will answer my questions. 1. What will you do if it shows I'm not yours? 2. Do you have any feelings for me? 3. Do you regret being my dad? 4. Do you understand how much it hurts me, that you seem to not want to be my dad? 5. Anything else you can think of? Write down your thoughts. If you feel you can't sit down with him and talk about this, write him a letter. If I can help with anything, please send me a message. Good luck, sweetheart. Not the asshole. It sounds like biology matters more to him than the fact that he's been your parent for 16 years. Have a serious conversation with him about what happens if the test comes back positive and if it comes back negative. Either way it's going to affect your relationship. Not the asshole. He is mad at your mom. So mad he can't see that he is hurting you. Sending you a big hug. Hopefully you can talk about how it would feel for both of you and what he plans on doing with the information. Not the asshole. Your dad is clearly going through something, and after this long it shouldn't matter if you're biological or not. Not the asshole. But he will probably try to find a way to do it behind your back, so you should have a plan B, which sucks because you are 16 and don't have family in the area. Research what responsibilities he would have to you if you came back not his. If his name is on the birth certificate, is that legally binding in your country? What social services are available to you as a minor, etc. I'm really sorry you're going through this. Am I the asshole for calling a woman's kids trophies? A friend of mine, 35F, H, 39M, and his husband, J, 44M, came to visit my family over the Thanksgiving break. Yesterday was their last day with us, and we went to a Christmas decoration store, among other stores, while they shopped for those last souvenirs in a major capital. Well, we found some fake mistletoe in the store, and they decided it would be cute to kiss under it. Just a peck on the lips, nothing horribly inappropriate or anything. A woman walking past made a disgusted noise at them, and when I asked what her problem was, she pointed at her kids, teen boy, probably preteen girl, and said that it was disgusting for them to do that sort of thing where her children can see it and no one needs to know where they put their dicks. The boy spoke up and told his mom to stop embarrassing them, but she kept fussing about how gross it was and they shouldn't have to see it. I pointed out she was complaining about an innocent kiss while she was literally walking with 2 trophies that were probably proof of where her husband put his dick. Her son cracked up, but the woman yelled at me for being disgusting before storming off. My mom got pissed at me and said that just because I was child-free didn't mean I get to be a bitch to someone for having kids. My problem wasn't her kids, though, it was her bigotry. Like, literally. I'm fine with well-behaved children that aren't mine, and her kids weren't doing anything wrong. However, I do want to know if my comment was out of line. Not the asshole. Don't start a verbal altercation if you can't handle it. Lol, I was so ready to come in here thinking you're the asshole, when in reality you're my hero. Not the asshole at all. We need more people like you in the world to stand up against bigotry. I say tell this story loudly and proudly to all who listen. Good on you for sticking up for your friends. Not the asshole. You're spicy. I like that. Lol. Not the asshole, and that kid is going to be telling that story to his friends from now until he dies. You've become a living legend. Not the asshole. It honestly sounds like that lady was a huge homophobe. You're my hero. That's exactly the kind of comment I never think of at the time. Maybe I wouldn't have said the trophy bit, but pointing out that she's walking around with evidence of where her husband probably puts his dick was hilarious and she earned it. I thought you'd be the asshole from the title. You, good person, are not the asshole. And your mom really missed the point, by the way. Not the asshole. I refer to kids as fuck trophies all the time, though, so my answer is biased. I mean, the son clearly wasn't offended, and he's the one getting called a trophy, so not the asshole. Am I the asshole for only paying my biological sister's wedding and not for my stepsister's wedding? So my mom, 29 male, got divorced from my dad when I was 6 yo and my sister was 8 yo. She didn't want anything to do with us, and she eventually got remarried to a guy who had a daughter 1 year younger than me. Our dad never remarried, and it was later that we found out that she cheated on dad with the guy she married. But she got back in contact with us when my sister turned 18 and has been in contact with us since. And I have to admit she has been a good mother ever since, and we have a good relationship with our half-sister also. Now before going any further, I must disclose that I was one of the founders of an app which was bought by a big private equity fund and I got a high 8-figure settlement as a result. Also, I was a very early investor in Bitcoin, so from that also I earned massive profit. Suffice to say I am very well-to-do. So, my sister decided to get married earlier this year and I paid for the whole ceremony. It cost me around $80K in total. No issues as I can afford it and my sister was very happy, which is what matters in the end. But now my stepsister is getting married next month and she called me to say that I should help her with expenses in her wedding. I refused. Why would I pay for her wedding? But then my mom called me and said that I shouldn't discriminate between my 2 sisters, like WTF? I only have one. Mom says that since my stepsister and her fiancé are not very well-to-do, I should help them. I told her that just because I paid for my own sister's wedding it doesn't mean that I would pay for the wedding of the daughter of the guy she left us for. But she said that I am being petty. My sister and dad are on my side. Am I the asshole Reddit? Not the asshole. Your money, your call as to who gets it. Also, your stepsister coming to you and actually asking for the money is seriously ballsy and tacky. Not the asshole. You paid for your sister's wedding using your own money. Your sister was and is a part of your life. Your stepsister has nothing to do with you and her demanding that you help out for her wedding is ridiculous. She's not even remotely related to you. It's your money to do what you want with. She's 28 years old. If her and her fiancé are not very well to do, then it doesn't sound like they should be having an expensive wedding and them expecting someone else to pay for it is ridiculous. Like you said, why would you pay for her wedding? Not the asshole. You didn't meet your sister until you were 20, if I'm doing math correctly lol, and it sounds like you don't have a close relationship. The fact she's expecting you to pay is a red flag. Not the asshole for her to call you and tell you that you should pay for her wedding shows a sense of entitlement to your hard-earned money. She and her spouse should pay for the wedding, end of story. They could have found other ways to gain your financial help, like by asking for it instead of demanding. You're good. Not the asshole sounds like the people that come out of the woodwork after a family member wins the lottery. Not the asshole. Just because you do someone a favor doesn't mean you owe anyone else the same thing. Doesn't matter who they are. Not the asshole. A good relationship with your mom's stepdaughter does not automatically equate to gifting her thousands of dollars. It's clear from the post that you do not see her as a sister, as didn't grow up together. Your mum and her stepdaughter are hugely entitled to believe otherwise. Not the asshole your mom picked her new family. You don't owe them anything. Am I the asshole for causing my subordinates to get divorced? On Navy ships, there are separate quarters, where they sleep, and head, restroom, facilities for each gender. If you are of the opposite sex in the wrong place, there were consequences and they were not pretty. The Navy takes that very seriously. Especially when it comes to sexual relations with each other. A reactor mechanical guy and a reactor electrical girl were caught having sex in a storeroom by security. They are married but not to each other. I did not appreciate this kind of behavior. I reduced them both to the next inferior pay grade and took an additional amount of money away from each for 2 months for the offense. I ordered them to call their spouses to tell them why they were not going to be getting the amount of money they would have been expecting and why that was the case. So yeah, was I the asshole? Because those people are quite pissed that they lost their rank and got divorced. Some people in my personal life told me I took this too far and shouldn't have gotten involved. I bet their spouses appreciated knowing. Not the asshole. Not the asshole. You didn't cause anything. The people cheating on their spouses were the cause of all their own woes. Anyone saying YTA has never had dealings with the expectations of a military career. Morality and ethics are part of the job. People have been booted for far less. Deceptions and lying reflect on the individual, and these are trusted professions. Not the asshole in this line of work. Not the asshole. Military vessel, military rules, military discipline. That's all anyone needs to know. Although why you felt we civilians would be able to judge you fairly, I have no idea. Not the asshole. It's kind of dumb you would even question this. Obviously you didn't make them cheat, they did that in their own. You didn't have the authority to tell them what to do regarding their spouses. That was a bit of an asshole move. Their spouses would have noticed the difference in income eventually. Lol at all these people thinking the military is just like any other place of work where your professional life and personal life are separated by a brick wall. Not the asshole. Not the asshole. They made the choice to cheat on their spouses. They know when they sign up the military has rules, and they chose to ignore those rules, thinking they wouldn't get caught. Info. Is it standard to have people call their spouses and report cheating or salary information? Or did you unfairly leverage your position to make them think it was required and insert yourselves in their personal life when it wasn't really procedure? This is pretty simple emo. If it's standard procedure, then not the asshole. If it isn't and you used your authority to force them to do something in their personal lives that wasn't your business or standard, then you are.